I decided that I want to move to a new house, and for that, I need a lot of money. And the best way I could come up with on such a short notice was to drive for Uber. I used to drive for Uber Eats to make some extra money, but I never actually drove people around. So I wanted to know if this would be a more lucrative way to make some extra money rather than delivering food. So I got up and went into my car, and the moment I got in, I got my first request for this morning. The moment I got into my car, I literally got an Uber request to go and pick this person up and take them to the airport.
Are you going to Delta?
Yep.
Alright.
Now this here has been probably the most awkward ride I've ever had. We have not said a single thing all the way to the airport that took 40-minute drive.
Have a safe flight.
So after dropping her off, I was pleasantly surprised with a $14.91 tip, and I got $47.83 for this trip alone. And I'm on my way to pick up my next passenger.
Shaquille?
Yes.
This ride was better than the last one. Even though we did not speak at all, I was able to listen to my music without feeling awkward about it.
Have a good one.
Now, once again, I was pleasantly surprised with the earnings that I received for this trip, getting $27.18 for this trip alone, and that is no tip whatsoever on the ride. So here I am waiting on a new trip to be sent my way so I can go and pick that person up to make some more money. At this point so far, I've made $75.01 by being online for just 1 hour and 7 minutes. My next passenger was so happy to go to work that he was literally glowing from happiness. At this point, rides became more realistic, with this one netting me $11.71. Now, I wasn't tired just yet, so I wanted to drive 2 more rides to get to 5 for the morning.
I was right there standing up. You passed me.
They told me to go that way.
So as I drove more, for this trip I got $8.49, and for the next one, which was only 3 minutes later, I got $8.69, which was the end of my morning shift. I was pretty happy with making $103.90 in just 2 hours, but that is when I got a little notification saying I made extra $50. That was fairly confusing to me, so I looked into it, and there was a quest, meaning that I actually made extra $50 on top of whatever I made, bringing my total for the night to $153 in just 2 hours and 6 minutes. And that's when I made the decision to come back out there and finish the second portion of this quest for an extra $150 whenever I wake up. In the morning, I was way more tired than I thought, but ultimately ended up driving. Now, I just came back from Cyprus and people drive on the opposite side of the road, and this is what happened. I literally almost let us get T-boned.
I did not see him.
He was very understanding, and I was extremely apologetic, so after dropping him off, I decided that it's important for me to take a break. I took a car wash, thinking about my actions, and went home. Distracted driving gets people into accidents, so driving when you're tired is not a good idea. And having a dash cam, just like I have in this video, will help you have some sort of footage to protect yourself in case you get in an accident because of somebody else. Now, all the dash cam footage that you have seen so far and will see in the future has been from the camera that was provided by the kind folks at VO4 for this sponsorship here. I actually really enjoy this camera system, and it not only has one, not two, but 3 cameras in the box, one for the front, one for the inside the cabin, and one for the rear of the vehicle, so you have all the angles covered. It records in 2K in the front and 1080p in the rear and into the vehicle, so you will have the perfect footage, just enough to protect yourself in any sort of scenario. So go and use the link down below to get yourself your dash cam. This dash cam, in my opinion, is the best dash cam you can have if you're doing any sort of rideshare or Uber delivery. So after thinking for a bit, I decided to take a nap and come back out there to not record an accident and actually record an Uber video. So I went online and got a request to take this lady to McDonald's pretty much right away. And at this point, I was well rested, so I was enjoying my time driving this person to their destination. It was a very small trip that took only 5 minutes, so I got paid $4.48 on it. And as soon as I dropped her off, I got a request to take this guy to the laundromat, which conveniently enough was also a 5-minute ride that paid $4.48. I dropped this guy off and got a request right away. Now, as I was on my way to my next pickup, I ended up completely zoning out and thinking that this is probably not something I want to do in the long run either way, because this just does not require any sort of brain activity, and it's not something that I actually enjoy. While during this time, the earnings were pretty damn good, it does not seem like something I would enjoy for a long run, and it should not be treated as a long-term income. Now, as I got to my next trip, it ended up being 10 minutes, and it was only $6.09, which was not necessarily too bad, but it's not ideal. The only thing that kept me going at this point is the fact that there is a $150 bonus after completing 10 trips, which basically comes up to $15 extra for every single ride that I take. And that's why my next ride was $5.39 for a 10-minute ride, only 2.6 miles. I did wait for the customer for 5 minutes, but that is not that big of a deal because, like I said, there is still a bonus. Next one was also only $4.48, and from what I'm noticing, $4.48 is the lowest that you can actually make while driving people around. It's more or less the minimum that you can make per trip. Now for the next one, it was supposed to be a way shorter ride, but she added a stop, so it took me 27 minutes and I only got paid $11.62 on that trip. But it was very interesting driving her around because I found out that she is a content creator on a spicy online website.
The OnlyFans model.
Really?
Yeah.
She also revealed to me that she's making
Pulling in like $12K a month.
by posting videos online, and that really made me question if I should drive Uber or maybe, just maybe, start making content online. And at this point, I was 7 out of 10 trips completed and I was itching just to finish this day. So I took my next ride that ended up paying $17.65 for a 10-mile drive, which is not bad at all. Now the next ride was only $7.62, but it took me less than 10 minutes. And I was hoping that my final ride of the day is going to bring me as close as possible to home, which just so happened to actually work out. That ride was not necessarily lucrative, bringing me $7.60, but it did bring me to the 10-trip quest completion that paid me $150 extra. Now, at the end of it all, working out was close to $400 for just 5.5 hours of work does sound very appealing. When compared to my previous Uber Eats delivery experience, this ended up making me over a double. But it is important to note that the only reason I made so much money is because there was a promotion in place that was paying an extra $200. When accounting for that promotion, I made over $70 an hour, which is quite honestly insane. So if we remove the extra $200, we come back down to a more reasonable $35 an hour of growth earnings and about $30 of profit, which is still really good and comparable to what I was making on Uber Eats. It is pretty crazy that you can make $70 an hour when you can just sign up using the link down below in less than 1 day and start earning money yourself. Now this video is not sponsored by Uber, it's sponsored by VFO. However, if you do use the link down below in the description, I will make a little bit of a kickback and everybody wins in that situation because you will be guaranteed some sort of earnings as well. So use the link down below if you do want to try this out before autonomous vehicles and artificial intelligence takes these opportunities to earn money away from us. I highly suggest you do check out the sponsor of today's video because their camera is actually really good and I was happy that I had it because it made me feel much safer. And if anything does happen like it happened in this video right here, you can use the footage to prove to Uber or Lyft that you need to be reimbursed for some sort of accident that could have happened. Please subscribe.